Welcome to The Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Everybody, I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome to The Actor's Choice. Roll it, Tony.
I tried for days to go through proper channels, but I couldn't wait any longer. Mike might not have pursued her, but I sure was gonna. Hi, I'd like to see Carol Berry, please.
Is she expecting you?
Is anyone ever really expecting anyone?
Do we have
So that's a
sound?
no. No appointment, no seeing. Now you can call our 1-800 number.
No, you really can't, because I tried and... Can I just use your bathroom?
Employee.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just showed you a picture of a lady who everybody in this business, they know exactly who she is. Our first guest today is one of the few veterans in Hollywood who have not only mastered the art of successfully marketing herself, but also of utilizing all of her creative skills, all the while staying true to herself and maintaining her integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a lady who I've worked with for a number of years. Love this lady. Please welcome the one, the only Adilah Barnes. Hi, Adilah.
Oh, thank you, Ron. What a wonderful introduction. Good to be here again. Thank you for having me.
We put we have a schedule for the year. We always make sure this is it. Is there a radio playing somewhere? I hear a sound.
Not on my end.
Just thought I heard something. Okay, well, greetings and welcome to The Actor's Choice. It's that time of the year again, as you know, for the annual Los Angeles Women's Theater Festival. Roll it, Tony. Wow, that looks great. I understand this is the 29th annual event.
That's correct. 29 years. We're right around the corner from our 30th anniversary.
Wow, every year. It's beautiful. Beyond Boundaries is what they're calling it.
That's our main theme, and each of the programs has a sub-theme, but that's our overall theme, Beyond Boundaries.
Wow. Well, there's so many. We got a whole bunch of videos. I want folks to see exactly. And thank you for you and your people for giving us this information. If you would, Tony, would you go ahead and run the first one? This is called Around the World and Back. All right. Then there's another one. The next one we have is called Identity. Okay. The next one we have is In Relations 2. All right. Now, got to ask you this, Adilah. How are you doing anything different this year than from before?
Well, and starting in 2020, when the pandemic first hit, that's when we had to pivot. So that's when we began programming online, virtually. And that's what we've been doing the last 2 years. But we're about to go back to live presentations. Later this year, we have a program with the City of Culver City through a grant called Senior Stories. a Jubilee celebration, and we actually will be live later this year in Culver City. So that'll be our first time out since 2020 live.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Over the years, your organization has done great things for improvements for women in the industry. Can you tell us about that, please?
Well, we've done a number of things. We've had free programming for the community at different venues, parks, at libraries, other theaters, what have you. And at one time, we actually even had a radio show on public access. Yes, we did. And well, it really was a TV show, not a radio show, but a TV show on public access. And we've also had programming for seniors, for women who have just been released from prison. We've had programming for at-risk youth in the schools, after-school programming. We've presented over 3,000 youth, served actually over 3,000 youth.
Wow. Yeah, there's as we all know, this pandemic has really put a hurt on a lot of people. Can you tell us about how you guys have been able to get around that?
Well, we've really been blessed. And I know that there's some theaters that have folded, some organizations, et cetera. But because of the stimulus grants that were made available, believe it or not, we actually have had more success in terms of our revenue since the pandemic than before. It's the most odd thing that we actually have done better because we've gotten so much support through stimulus grants.
Wow, stimulus, it works. And you have other means of getting funds, I understand. Volunteers and other ways?
Yes. Our funding primarily comes from government grantors, but we also have official sponsors like City National Bank. We have Women in Media, we have Union Bank, we have the California Wellness Foundation. So we really are blessed to have a number of different ways that we bring in our revenue, individual donations, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, anything else you want to tell us about the festival? That's good and fine.
Well, it's all good and fine. I'm really excited about our Champagne Gala and Awards ceremony on March 24th. And of course, everything's virtual. So we invite people to have their glasses of champagne ready so we can clink together and toast at the end. And Hattie Winston and Ted Lange, our dynamic duo, they will be co-hosting again that evening. We have 5 incredible awardees. I'm so excited. We have posthumously, we have Olympia Dukakis. Her daughter will be receiving on her behalf. We also have Chita Rivera, and she's already sent in her acceptance speech. Everybody has. And we also have Iona Morris, we have Christina Wong, we have Terry Silverman. We've got a wonderful lineup of 5 very deserving women in theater.
Membership. People ask, how do you get into your organization? How do you do it?
They can become a member. All they have to do is go to our website and they just click on where it has members. And that's at www.lawtf.org.
Okay. Is that for ladies only in Los Angeles can be a member?
Oh, no. People can join us from around the world. And now that we're virtual, we have audiences from around the world, and certainly men as well. Anyone can join us. We welcome everyone.
Okay. Tony, go ahead and roll the next one, if you would, next video, if you would. Resilience. I love it. These ladies are having themselves a great time.
And telling many personal stories.
Wow. Wow.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
The diversity.
How long does it take you to put this festival together every year?
Takes a year. As soon as we get done, we have someone who just joined our team. She has a very strong development background. She said, okay, I'll give you guys a week or two, and then we're on to the 30th anniversary. So it's year round.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Now, again, this whole event is going to be virtual. Is that correct?
The whole thing will be virtual. We have 6 programs, so we'll start on that Thursday night, the 24th.
Okay.
That Friday night, those are 8 p.m. shows. And then on Saturday, we have two, a matinee and an evening show, and Sunday an afternoon and evening show. And we'll conclude that Sunday night at 7 p.m. as opposed to 8 p.m. for the other evenings. And we'll have a raffle. And we also have a silent auction that's going on. So all that's available to find out more by going to our website at the address that I gave.
I was going to say something about that website of yours, my dear. It is beautiful. It's a lot of
you.
information in it. Well written, well done. What's the locator code for it? www.
LAWTF.org.
Wow, that's great. That's great, because folks.
Thank you for the compliment on it.
Oh God, yes, you ladies have been doing this for a long time, and you're not you
for a long time, and we have such a great group of supporters right now, and our interns, our college students, etc. Just wonderful, wonderful team.
Right. As you know, we lost a beautiful lady this year, Miss Barbara Morrison. She passed.
I know. And you know what? Her legacy will forever live. And I'm just delighted that we honored her 1 year recently with our Eternity Award. So we were able to give her props while she was still here.
Amen. Her name. A lot of people in Leimert Park around the world will always remember who she was and what she did. Indeed.
Oh, absolutely. Without doubt. Without doubt.
How do I get tickets?
You can get tickets by going to that same website, that www.lawtf.org.
Because now, again, you're going to have, Tony, can you go ahead and run that next one? This one is called the Closing for Beyond Boundaries, please. So we're talking, look at that, beautiful. A lot of sponsors.
Very blessed.
That's beautiful. Hard work. Yes. March 24th.
Is that too? Yes.
March 24th through March 27th. And we, the thing about it, for those in our audience who are listening, you're going to meet, when you get a chance to get involved with this lady and her organization, you're going to meet a lot of people.
And we welcome people to become volunteers, interns, official sponsors, donors, you name it. We invite people to join us and be a part of us.
Wow.
Performers, everybody.
Now, this is 29. Next year will be 30. Well, how are you going to make the difference?
30.
Yes.
Huh?
What are you going to do to make it different than you've ever done before?
Well, we'll know that very soon. Our development person said we have 2 weeks and then we start on the 30th. So we'll see what she has in mind.
Now, folks, if you didn't know it, this lady I'm talking to, she's a co-founder of this organization.
That's right. From day one.
Wow. Tell us how you put that together. What made you all come together?
Well, I was at a conference in Pasadena, and it was put on by the California Arts Council. And I met a woman there by the name of Miriam Reed. And at that time, the California Arts Council had this touring roster program, and I was on it. And that was a directory where anybody in the state of California who wanted to produce could go there to see who these individuals and groups were that were sanctioned, given a good housekeeping vote of approval from the state of California. Met a woman there. She had this great idea to find out who was there. There was a solo artist. She made an announcement. When they asked for announcements, people came to the end of the room. There I was, and that was the beginning. So 2 women said, well, we've got a theater at the Burbank Little Theater. And that was where our first meeting was held. And from then on, we've been a part of this community.
Wow. See the ladies up on the stage doing what they do so well. It's marvelous.
That's right. That's right. Many disciplines, all ethnicities. It's wonderful. Very exciting.
And also, do you have any kind of seminars while they're going through this festival?
Well, we actually have a workshop that already took place. It was earlier this month, and on creating a solo show. However, later in the year, we will have something called Empowerment Weekend. We'll have workshops and panels for an entire weekend. Probably close to 30 presenters will be there. And this will be probably year number 7, I think.
Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. All right. Sounds real good to me. Tony, if you would put that photo up one more time of the awardees so people can see who are the people who are, thank you. They're the people.
Yes.
Yes. Uh, Beautiful ladies. They get out there. They've done a lot for this community and for the business, for the organization. Great work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're
Sheila,
delighted to honor them, all 5 of them.
all 5 of them. Now, Tony, can you put the next one up? Adilah, she alluded to a fact of a raffle, and look at that.
There's our raffle. The grand prize is a week's stay at the Writer's Well, which is my spot, and that's in Georgia. And so those who win that will be able to come. It has a value of $1,000. So we hope that people will get those raffle tickets. They can go to the website now, 3 for $5 and 8 for 10.
That's beautiful. We got one more photo for you. This is it, the silent auction you talked
The
about.
silent auction. We've got some wonderful, wonderful items that people can bid on, many of which have been donated by celebrities, including from the estate of Stanley Kramer. They are donating a script from Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, the Sidney Poitier film. And so if someone wins that, they actually will have the script that the film was made from. And we have a book from Hillary Clinton. We have some items from Lily Tomlin. We have something from Jennifer Lewis, just wonderful, wonderful items.
And where does this money go? You said it goes into a scholarship fund?
It goes to our organization, and there are 4 different areas that the monies will go to, all the way from not so much scholarships, but really for operations, for our performers, for production, for staff, all of those areas.
Adilah, I thank you very, very much. Another Los Angeles Women's Theater Festival. It gets gooder and gooder each and every year. Folks, go out there and get your tickets. This is a great event, ladies. And for those, there are a lot of people who want to be actors and actresses, or actresses rather. Come on down, get a chance to mingle with these ladies.
Absolutely, virtually, and then next year in person.
Yes, yes. I got my fingers and toes crossed for that one. Yes.
All right. So we hope to see you there, Ron. You don't
Yes,
even have to leave your home, and you don't have to pay for gas.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very, very much. God bless you. Have a great time.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Adilah Barnes. This is the Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. Just want to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, that the time has come once again for the Actor's Choice Easter giveaway. Now, here's your chance to receive a $100 gift card as the first place winner and a $50 gift card as the second place winner. To enter, just go to our website once a day, which started March the 13th and goes all the way through April the 10th. Our address is www.theactorschoicela.org/Easter giveaway 2022. Let me say it again. www.theactorschoicela.org/Easter giveaway 2022. Now, 2 random winners will be chosen, and they will be notified ASAP via mail or text. Now, the winners also will be announced on this website, our web series, and our special media sites. That's Monday, April the 11th. So go and get your hand, go and join up now. So, and good luck to everybody. Be the winners of the Actor's Choice Easter giveaway. Roll it, Tony.
We decide we're getting a divorce and you throw me a party?
No, your family and friends did. And for the record, we didn't decide anything. You did. And you said we weren't telling people yet. So when your friends called and said they wanted to throw you a party and all I had to do was show up and yell surprise, my hands were a little tied.
Uh-huh. And who?
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to, by the time you see the bio of this next guest of ours, you'll really, really can say, wow. Now, she's been kept very busy performing plays, writing, doing TV and films. And along the way, she's a proud member of a super theater company here in Los Angeles called the Open Fist Theater Company, known for cranking out some excellent productions. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Elaine Allison. Elaine, I know you're on the phone with us. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Actor's Choice.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here, even as I'm just a disembodied voice.
Oh, great. This is great. Now, please tell our audience where you were born.
I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, actually technically right outside of St. Louis, Missouri, Florissant, Missouri, and bounced all over the Midwest before my family settled for a very long time on the North Shore of Chicago in a town called Highland Park, Illinois.
Right, indeed. Now, how did you get into this business? You started off real young, didn't you?
I did actually. My father, he was in advertising and he had a commercial that he had already cast. And unfortunately, they had an actor who fell out, and my mom suggested they use me. I was 3 years old. Okay. And so I did that. And I remember very specifically the entire day and looking down that camera lens and knowing this is what I wanted to do with the rest of my life.
Amazing. I know that the support that you get in your business, what you're doing, and that's just going to make it all the better for you. Definitely. You agree?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was very fortunate. When I grew up in Highland Park, there was an amazing feeling about the town that, of course, everybody loves sports, but this was a town that on the North Shore supported arts in a way that I very seldom see, unfortunately, in our nation today. And they have this amazing program actually called Focus on the Arts that happens twice every 2 years. So as a student, you get to do it twice. Right. And they bring people and professionals in from all over. And our acting teacher was incredible, and really led the way and said, even though you're a woman, you should get out there and do your stuff. So he was very, very, very key to my wanting to push forward in this career.
Like what you said, get out there and do your stuff. Amen. Amen. Let's go back a way. The first time you stepped up on a stage, how did that feel?
It felt like home. It was absolutely everything. There was just something absolutely, there's an alchemy to a performance. And when you feel it that first time, it's like nothing else. And when you get to connect with actors and build a story for the first time on stage, yes. It's pretty heavy stuff, and it's something that you can kind of get addicted to. And I'm happy to say I'm addicted to what I do, and I love what I do.
Okay. Now, we just saw, again, 2016, you did your first short film called Kidnapping. And yes. There you go. There's a little piece of it. Can you tell us just quickly what was that like for you?
Oh, it was so fantastic. It was a Jay Polk original, and it was a short film, but he did it on a shoestring budget. We actually filmed it in a theater where he then turned it into a soundstage. So once again, I felt very at home there. So that was nice to not feel quite so nervous going into things. And it was a lot of fun. And we got to also do some improv, which also allowed for me to relax a little bit on that set, which was a great time.
Oof. And then in 2017, you did a thing called After Pluto, which we just saw at the front end of this. There it is, After Pluto. That was an interesting expression. You did a lot in that play, didn't you? Or that movie?
Yeah. I was co-produced, and I also wrote it and directed it and acted in it, and ended up doing some production design. My husband was doing our social media. It was kind of an all hands on deck. My producing partner, she was phenomenal, and we just kind of were again on a shoestring budget and just sort of said, what can we do here? We want to do our best to bring forth something by a female-led team and start to really, get involved in seeing what that looks like. And we reached our goal, and it was a wonderful team, and everybody was extremely supportive of us as women, which doesn't always happen in this world, unfortunately.
Wow. Now there was another movie that you did get a chance to do. It was called what's the name of that one? Oh yeah, The Rookies. Is that the name of it? Yeah, that's the name of it. The Rookie.
There was the rookie, yeah, the television show on ABC, and I had the very, very good fortune of getting cast as a co-star in that, and that was a wonderful experience. And everybody there was really, really, really supportive. There was actually a kind of a funny technical scene. You don't get a lot of chance to do rehearsal when you go on a set like that. But unfortunately, I got to do wonderful rehearsal time with the cast that day, and they were nothing but supportive. And it was a two-day gig, and I was very fortunate. It was during the pandemic to actually get some work, so that was nice.
I have that question. How do you favor both, mostly writing, acting, or just both?
Oh, goodness. I mean, I love writing. I'm still pretty new to it, so I'm still finding my voice and finding, what works for me and tone, which is also a lovely place to be in because you can kind of take a lot of risks because people don't know you're writing very well. And so you can have fun with it and sort of open it up and go for it. But I definitely come from an acting place first and foremost. But I also love directing, and the show that I'm directing right now, I think one of the strengths that I have coming into it as a director is that I come from an acting place first. So I'm always trying to, speak with my actors the way that I would want to be spoken to as an actor, which I know the golden rule seems very simple, but it's not always happening in this business, and so it's nice when it can.
Got you. Lane, I understand, and you're a proud member of the Open Fist Theater Company. You've worked several projects with them.
Yes, I have.
One of them?
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say in 2019, you did a play with them called, let me see if I got this right, Lanasa.
Dancing at Lunasa, yes.
Okay,
yes.
Lanasa, okay. There you go. Look at you. Yeah. We have a picture of you on screen doing exactly what you love to do. You in that play. Tell us about that play.
Oh, it was a wonderful, wonderful play. It takes place in Donegal, Ireland, back in the 1930s, 40s. And so it was a wonderful piece to dive into. And our director, Barbara Schofield, who's been with the Open Fist Theater Company for a long time, had a wonderful vision for it from beginning to end. And all of us felt very safe. And there was some new skills to learn, like some Irish dancing, which I had not done before. So that was really exciting and fun to do as an ensemble, and getting to do some really fun dialect work, as well as dive into a play that is just kind of magical in its own, for the time period that it takes place in and the subject matter. But then also when you get to work with people that are like family, it makes it even more magical.
Got you. Now you're part of another play that was written by a lady named your friend who you definitely admire, Sarah Rule.
Yes.
Name of the play is called In the Next Room or the Vibrator. Interesting title.
Yes, it is an interesting title. In the Next Room of the Vibrator play by Sarah Rule. She is a phenomenal writer. In the past, she's written Eurydice, Clean House, How to Transcend a Happy Marriage, many others. And I have been wanting to direct her work in general for a very long time. But this piece came out in 2009, originally got started at Berkeley Rep. And then before it had, its time at Lincoln Center and then was starting to be produced everywhere, I just knew, at some point in my career, I want to have a chance. And then as the Me Too movement picked up, I thought this would be a fabulous play to, get into again. And then with the pandemic, we were talking about what play would we do coming back out of the pandemic. And it just seemed like a really good time to bring something that's really fun for a lot of audiences,
yes,
but also very challenging work at the same time.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the play itself, what it's all about?
Yeah, so it takes place in the 1880s in Saratoga Springs, New York, and it's right around the time of the invention of generally electricity has come into being, and it started to be in homes. But now we have a couple things like appliances, like toasters and things that have started to become invented, along with the vibrator, and it was used to treat hysteria in women amongst other ailments. but particularly hysteria in women, because women at the time, their sexual nature was not something that was connected really with pleasure. And so it was very, very much clinical in nature. And our play examines a doctor who is doing these treatments in his personal operation theater home practice. And his wife is very unfamiliar with what he does and why he does what he does. And so she starts getting more and more curious throughout the play. And you kind of discover as well that as much as he is very on the cusp of what is happening in the human body as a doctor, he's not very familiar with what really makes a woman tick. And that couldn't be more obvious with his relationship with his wife. And so you slowly but surely see how this invention and his treatments and her curiosity kind of culminate in bringing them together more as a couple. It's a really beautiful piece.
Wow. Remember going back to the reading before you did the actual play? What was that like?
Oh, well, it was wonderful. My wonderful artistic director, Martha Dempson, she was like, you're interested in this play. We want to do a reading of it. So over the summer, we did a reading over Zoom, just using company members to kind of, flesh it out, see what people thought of it. And luckily, our board was really excited, as well as our company members. And so we auditioned in December and we started rehearsals over Zoom. We were originally going to open at the end of January, but then unfortunately Omicron surged. And so things got shifted, and then we were going to open in February. And then things weren't quite safe yet. So then we decided we'd hold off and we just opened this last weekend. We run for 6 weeks. And we had started our in-person rehearsals in February. So we had done a lot of table work and things, over Zoom, but it was a whole different ball game when you get back in person with people and you remember eye contact and you have arms and legs and it's time to do blocking. And I think we've pulled it off so beautifully, and the commitment of our cast and crew has been nothing short of spectacular.
Gotcha. I had to ask that question because the Lord has given me a good voice, and I use it as a narrator for a lot of different plays that I get involved with. And it is fun to be around all these actors and actresses and to see how they work, how they come together to put on a play. It all starts with an idea. It then goes into a piece of paper. You sit there, you read it, rewrite it, and you get what you want, and then you get on the stage and do it. It's a marvelous occasion, really. I really enjoy doing it.
It really is. There's nothing else like it.
Right. We get tickets for this event, madam?
I'm sorry?
I said, how can we get tickets for this event?
Oh, go to openfist.org.
Okay.
And you will be able to find all of the information there on our cast and our crew and what days we are performing, which is Fridays and Saturdays at 8 and Sundays at 6. Through the end of April, and hopefully we will have lots of people that will want to come, and then maybe we'll get extended because it's a show that I think is really important for today's world to take in, and you learn a lot from it, actually. So I recommend it for people who are maybe a little shy about the subject matter, as well as people who are very into the subject matter.
Love what you said. Wow. Love what you said. Lane, I want to thank you so much for being here with us today. I wish you the very best as you continue your career in this business. You've done a great amount of work already. Much, much more to come. I want to thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lane Allison. This is the Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. Roll it, Tony.
Ladies and gentlemen, and all you who ain't quite decided, put your hands together for the down-home diva, Miss Shelley King Fisher.
I'm a down-home diva, y'all. Ain't your ordinary girl. We gon' do it nice and easy. Then I'm gonna rock your world. Now check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest today needs no introductions. When she's on the stage, look out, because she's going to give you an outstanding performance. Now, she's been doing this for a long time and gets better and better all the time. She's got a few stories today for us and a word on a new show she's got coming up April the 3rd. So please welcome the performer, the one, the only Shelley Fisher. Hi, Shelley.
Hi, Ron. Thank you for that fantastic introduction. Who you
It
talking
is what it
about?
is, lady. It is
Who
you.
you talking about?
I'm talking about you. I'm
Well,
talking about
I'm
you.
talking about you. You are a pleasure and a good-looking man and an articulate host. And ask me anything you want, and I don't have to answer nothing.
Okay. Well, here's the first question I have to answer. I gotta ask where you come from.
I come from Memphis, Tennessee, home of the blues, soul, and rock and roll. And you know that's right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This is the second week in a row that we have had a guest on this show who was born or raised in Memphis, as we call it. Last week it was Kimmy Abraw. She a long time
Wow.
around.
Well, you know, Memphis, let me just say, was the capital of music in the United States.
Uh-huh.
The great state of Tennessee is still a major music capital, but a lot of the recording industry has moved to another place. We'll leave the name out because it's very hurtful to those of us who grew up listening to the blues on Beale Street and had the opportunity to know many Stax recording artists.
Yes.
Such as Rufus Thomas, Albert King, B.B. King, Steve Cropper with Booker T and the MGs. And I knew these people, and they were great people. And I still know some of the people that are still alive. And having said that, things changed, and the bulk of the music industry did move to Nashville, and I want to wish them well. And I have a country song actually for you today, because my usual focus is really not country, but I am from this country. And I have a song called I Want to Win a Grammy Before I Am a Grammy. And honey, I am definitely getting older, and I hope you can play that song for me today.
Well, guess what? Tony, can you do that thing, please, Tony? Roll it, Tony.
Headed out from Tennessee with stardust in my eyes. Streets were paved with broken hearts, much to my surprise. I thought fame would come overnight. I thought I'd live the dream of singing in those whiskey bars with Jack Daniels.
I love what you just said in that. I want to be a Grammy. I want to win a Grammy before I become a Grammy.
That's it. That is definitely it. I do have a beautiful daughter.
Yes. How's she doing?
She's doing fantastic. She's actually my acting coach. Her name is Missy Pekin, and she got her degree in theater. A lot of people don't know that. Well, why would they? But she's highly gifted. She's also a singer and an actress. And to say I'm proud is an understatement, and I'm sure you feel the same way about your children.
Yes, yes, indeed. Now, you are known for a song or character known as the Hebrew Hillbilly. For those that don't know, how did you get that name?
Well, thank you for asking that. It's a true story. Yeah, I am of the Jewish persuasion, and growing up in Memphis was questionable because I truly feel they didn't care for anybody that wasn't white, let's just say. And Jewish people were considered other than. And when I went to school in first grade, my first grade teacher, which we nicknamed Nasty, Miss Asty, called me up to her desk. She said, "You one of them Hebrew hillbillies?" And I told my mother, and my mother went right up to the principal. But it stuck with me, and actually, I've enjoyed the name. People find it interesting and funny because it's kind of a ironic name, but that's how I got the name.
Wow. You know, it's so interesting about you is that you always, Shelley, always have a story. One of them that I love when you tell us about Elvis Presley. Remember that one you talk about?
Well, sure, because I had the opportunity to know Elvis Presley, who was born in Tupelo, but moved to Memphis, Tennessee when he was around 11 or 12 years old. And everybody knows that Elvis was so charismatic. And he did give these midnight movie parties with what he called his Memphis Mafia. And you would not believe it. You had to have been there. and these guys dressed up just like Elvis. So it was fascinating to be invited to one of these midnight movie parties. And my stepdaddy owned several theaters where Elvis had these parties. So I got to meet him at a very young age. And then when I got to be an older teenager, I got to fly with Mr. Elvis Presley from Memphis to Los Angeles. And I sat right next to the King for 5 hours. And I got to tell you, it was fantastic.
Whew. And you live to talk about it. My goodness.
I did live to talk about it. I had a rough time with this pandemic. How about you?
Yeah, it's hit everybody. And I'm reading now that there's another strain coming at us now.
Well, I just saw a movie, The Eyes of Tammy Faye Baker, and I'm about to call out to everybody because I can't take it, actually, and I pray for the world to have some world peace, because here's my philosophy. Get into the groove instead of the grave, okay? Don't let your demons make you their slave. And we got to find a good attitude, because everybody I know want to be great.
Right.
But very few people take the time to be grateful. And Ron, I know that you can relate to this. If you take the word grateful, you understand that that's full of great. So why not be grateful? Come on. We're here to talk to each other today. And you don't have your makeup on, but I sure do. And have my hair done, everything just for you. My bang is falling in my face, but never mind. I think the lady did a good job.
Yes.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I learned to try to appreciate that I'm above the ground rather than below.
Amen. Amen. And that's all. That's very important. Very important. Let's go back for a minute. When was the last time you were in Memphis, T?
I was in Memphis, Tennessee at the end of August 2021.
Of this year?
I was there.
Oh, no, sorry, last year. Last year, yeah.
Last year. Not that long ago. It was 105 in the shade. And it's hard to believe how hot it was. But there's still a majesty to that Mississippi River. I tried to do a little hike from our hotel, which was at Madison, in Front Street, which was the old Cotton Row, which I still find fascinating. And we went down to Beale Street, and I didn't die of heat exhaustion, but coming back up that hill, I mean, Lord have mercy, wasn't one chair to sit on. I just prayed to get back to the hotel, and we did, and I'm here today.
Wow. Speaking of hotels, there's a hotel in Memphis where the ducks walk around. Can you tell our folks what that is?
It's a great hotel, but get ready to empty your wallet. Lord, my goodness gracious. I recommend you people try to stay at the HU Hotel. And I don't know why they named it that, because it's a former Madison Hotel. It has the best view of the Mississippi River in Memphis, Tennessee. But the Peabody Hotel is where my mama says I was conceived, which is a fortuitous historic moment back in the day. Having said that, there's a gorgeous fountain in the lobby of the Peabody Hotel. And the story is that there were some hunters. Hunters came from all over the South, and they stayed at the Peabody Hotel, which was not only one of the few hotels, but it still is the South's grandest hotel. And they were drinking and this and that, and they just sort of threw their ducks in the lobby of the Peabody Hotel and left them there. And it became this massive tourist attraction. And then later on, a gentleman by the name of Mr. Pemberton became the duck trainer. His picture is still in the lobby for 50 years. Mr. Pemberton walked those ducks from the duck palace on the roof of the hotel into the fancy elevator, and they rolled out a red carpet, and these 6 or 7 ducks that are mallard ducks walked single file. You got it. Unbelievable. That's it. They're walking.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tony. That's Tony. Tony's good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
right into that lobby. And there's a new duck trainer, and I got to meet him. And right now his name escapes me, but he was highly charismatic. and we'll tell you the history of that hotel. It's been there since 1923. It burned down, got rebuilt, and it's not that different from the old days. It's a charming hotel that has been revisited and revitalized, and it's a step back for me into my childhood, which is very important to me. That's what my show, The Hebrew Hillbilly, is really about. It's a walk back into the magic of the Delta and my childhood, which I loved Memphis, Tennessee, and I do recognize that it had some severe racial problems, which is terrible and very, very unfortunate. They've tried to remedy the situation, but a schism of that degree is hard to repair because it was born of ignorance and evil. And we have to live with the horrible legacy of the death of Martin Luther King every day. And most people from Memphis just bow their head in shame that had to happen.
Okay. We got 3 more pictures we'd like to see before you leave. Tony, can you show us the one that says "Off with the Head"? The Queen's Head song.
Do you want to know what that's about?
Please.
Well, first of all, it's a song that I wrote with a gentleman by the name of Mark Crawford. And Mark is a highly gifted digital composer. He did receive 2 Emmy nominations in 2021 for the movie Social Dilemma, and another one about a ladybug. Having said that, he was able to create a masterful score, all digital, and we came up with, it was an assignment for an organization that I'm with called the Society of Composers and Lyricists. Excuse my hair, it's just going nuts. But having said that, Off with the Head is influenced by Alice in Wonderland, the Lewis Carroll book. And we did some research and discovered that there was really no backstory to Alice in Wonderland. So I made up a new queen since there was really no backstory. And I just, in my mind, the queen was a representative of the bowels of hell, which is what happens when you go down the rabbit hole. And the characters were all figments of Lewis Carroll's imagination. And I think what happens to people at this time, I think it's a good moral story when there is no moral compass. And of course, I played the queen, and the queen was a very self-centered individual, and anybody who didn't go along with her program, off with the head.
Okay.
And
All right.
I'd like for you folks to listen to it. It's available on Spotify and other streaming choices.
Okay. The one that we have now is you in a black dress.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that we've all lived through this pandemic, and please God, it's over with. This song is Good Memories Can Save Your Life. And I know you know that's right, Ron.
Yep.
I feel that way about you. I had the opportunity of being interviewed by you on a program several years ago, and we've stayed friends. And those are good memories. Yes. And without our memories, we got nothing to look forward to. So I've had some very good memories, and I hope that they're not over with. I hope that people come out to my show April 3rd, 6:30 p.m., Santa Monica Playhouse, 2022, and that's this year. Ron, this is my farewell season. As Maury Povich said this morning when he announced the end of his show, enough is enough. And, this is my 9th year, and I've loved it. I'm available for bookings and so forth. I love to tour the country now that things are opening up, but there got to be an end to everything. And Ron, if you're not there, I can't do my show. I want to thank your listeners. Wish y'all a happy Easter to you and your keister, and happy Passover for those who celebrate, and hope that this is a season of freedom for everybody in the world, especially the Ukraine.
Thank you, Shelley. Thank you very, very much for gracing our show today.
I loved it.
I love it. Yes, ma'am. Good to see you. You've been here several times, and every time you come, we always have a great time.
I love you, man. Okay. Love to see you in person. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Shelley Fisher, indeed. Want to thank our sponsors, Harvey Brandman Photography is an Art, Ron Irwin's Lose Life, The Way to Lose Weight, Harry Buford's Book for the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, State Farm agent Carla Green, and veteran actor Rob Brownstein's Acting Training School and Actors Space. And much thanks to our guest today, actress Adilah Barnes, writer-producer actress Lane Allison, and singer-songwriter and actress Shelley Fisher. And of course, special thanks to our ever-growing audience. Be well. We'll see you next time.
Shout out to Terry.